gate turn-off thyristor, that means GTO. Now in GTO, when the positive gate pulse is applied to the GTO, it will turn on the thyristors, and proper negative pulse is applied to the gate, it will turn off the thyristor. So already we have seen that the conventional SCR is used for the rectification purpose. It has two PN junctions which blocks the high voltage in the both direction. But when the SCR is used as a inverter, that time the reverse voltage reverse blocking characteristics is not required. So due to this, GTO is developed. So the thyristor will turn off by removing the gate pulse applied to these devices. Now the GTO is used in the inverter. Due to this, the inverter becomes compact and the cost of this inverter is also reduced or less, because here we are not using any forced commutation to turn off the thyristor or GTO. So the whatever components required for the commutations is whatever the components required to turn off the thyristor, it is not required, and mostly we are using inductor and capacitor as a commutating component. So the value of negative pulse applied to the GTO to turn off, its value is 20% of anode current. Now suppose we are taking one GTO whose voltage level, that means it is designed for 2500 volt and 1000 ampere. So to turn off this thyristor, it's required 250 ampere negative pulse, which is required of 250 ampere. Now let me see the construction of the GTO. GTO is a PNPN devices. Now as shown in this figure, the different doping levels of the GTO, where the P and PN layers are doped as a P plus, N, P plus and N plus layer. Now here, to achieve higher efficiency of cathode, this N plus layer is highly doped. Now the doping requirement of this P region is quietly different, because it is totally opposite. To get the higher emitter efficiency, the layer should be less doped. But to get good turn-off characteristics, the resistivity of this layer should be less. So for that, the higher doping is the doping of this layer is high. So due to this reason, this layer is moderately doped. Now the width of this N layer, as shown in this figure, which is on this P plus layer, and the doping concentration which decide the forward blocking capacity by the GTO. So that means the width of this N layer and the doping concentration in this layer is decide the forward blocking voltage, the value of forward voltage blocking by the GTO. Now to achieve the forward blocking voltage value in kV, the width of this layer is very high, that you can see here, and less dropping in this layer to achieve the forward blocking voltage value in kV. So now, as shown in this figure, the upper layer of P plus is connected to the N plus layer through this metallic contact. Now this is the construction of this GTO. Now let me see the working characteristics of the GTO. Now the VI characteristics of GTO is similarly to the conventional thyristor or the SCR. But in the thyristor or in the GTO, the value of latching current is high in compared to conventional transistor. So there is one major difference. So here the value of latching current in GTO is greater than the latching currents required in the normal thyristor. So normally in thyristor the value of latching current is 100 milliampere to 200 milliampere. But in the GTO the value of this latching current is 2 ampere. As shown in this characteristics of VI characteristics of the GTO, it can be operated in the 4 modes. First, forward blocking mode. Second, forward conduction mode. Third, reverse blocking mode. And fourth, reverse conduction mode. So now in forward blocking mode, if we are kept open gate terminal, that means your gate terminal is kept open and the forward voltage applied across the GTO, that time GTO it does not conduct in forward blocking mode. When the gate pulse is open and the voltage applied to the GTO across the GTO is not conduct in forward blocking mode. But there is some leakage current flowing through this GTO. Very small amount of current flowing through this GTO, which is called leakage current. But the value of this leakage current is greater in the GTO is greater than the leakage current value available in the thyristor or conventional thyristor. Now, one point must be remembered that the negative voltage is applied to the gate of the GTO in the GTO. That means the negative voltage applied to the gate with respect to cathode, the GTO is able to block forward voltage. So it is most important. Now when we are applying the proper positive pulse to the GTO will turn on. That means the proper positive pulse is applied to the gate and proper forward bias applied to the GTO. The GTO works in the forward conduction mode. So here you can see when the applied voltage value is greater than positive breakover voltage, the current is start to flow from the anode current start to flow from the devices. That means it works in forward conduction mode. So here we can say that the value of forward voltage is greater than forward breakover voltage. Our GTO moves from forward blocking mode to forward conduction mode. Now similarly, the reverse voltage is applied to the GTO and its value is less than reverse breakover voltage. It's in this region or in this period, GTO works as a reverse blocking mode. That means it blocks the reverse voltage, but there is some current, very small amount of current passing through these devices, which is called as a reverse leakage current. But when the value of reverse voltage is greater than its minus reverse blocking voltage or breakover voltage, the GTO comes into the conduction mode and this GTO conducts in reverse direction. So if the negative pulse is applied to the GTO, and the operation time is very less, it does not destroy the GTO. So the reverse bias condition and the blocking capacity of GTO in reverse bias, it depends on the construction of the GTO. Let me see the turn-off characteristics of the GTO. So before start the turn-off process, a steady current is start to flow from the GTO. The total turn-off time is consist of mainly 3 times. First, the TS plus TF plus TT, where TS is the storage time, TF is the fall time, and TT is the tail time. Now, as shown in these characteristics, at time t, the negative current is start to flows, which start the turn-off process of the GTO. Now, the rate of rise of gate current depends on the inductance of the gate circuit and the gate voltage. So, it is most important. Now, during this TS period, the anode current IA, here you can see the anode current IA and the anode voltage is constant. Anode voltage and anode current is constant. So, after the which reduce here you can see the increase in negative current value. Now, during the TF period, that means falling period, the anode current is rapidly decreased and the anode voltage is increased. Now, after some time, anode currents decrease quickly, and afterward the rate of rise of anode current is decreased. Now, at the value of gate currents is maximum. At the point the value of gate current becomes negative maximum, and the anode tail current and the value of this negative current is equal to the anode tail current. Anode tail current is called fall off period, TF, that you can see. You can see the anode current is decreasing and the anode voltage is increases. When the tail current here, when the tail currents, the value of negative gate currents is equal to anode tail current, this period is known as a fall period. Now next, after the end of this tail current, after the end of this fall period, the high voltage spike, here you can see the high voltage spike is occurred due to the change in current. Now the after fall time, anode current IA and time here TT, tail time, TT, that means tail time, the anode current IA and here you can see the anode current IA and the anode voltage VA is reached at its turn-off value. The tail time TT, here you can see the tail, after the end of this tail time, the value of tail current becomes 0 and the transient overshoot is occurs due to in the anode voltage due to the RS and CS, and after of this and this it is reaches at the off state value. Now let me see the advantages. It has high switching speed. That is the one advantage. Second, the value of surge current is similar to the value of surge current in the SCR. Now the DI/dt rating is very high at the time of turn-on. Now the weight and the size of this GTO is very less in compared to SCR. Its efficiency is also high. Here we are not using any choke in the commutating circuit. That means there is no problem, there is no hum and noise produced by these devices. Now let we see the disadvantages. First, the value of latching current and the holding current is very high. Second, on-state voltage drop and losses are very high. Third, due to the multi-cathode structure, the value of gate triggering is very high. Due to the power loss is increased due to the drive circuit. That means higher power loss due to the drive circuit. Now let me see the application. It is widely used in rolling mills, robotics, machine tools, and the different drive control circuit. Second, due to the less weight of this circuit, it is used in traction system. Third, adjustable frequency. It is used in adjustable frequency inverter drive.